Nigri, ni, Mowanzo. Gold is the beginning. In the name of she, capital S, capital H, capital I, who man Adam called son, S-U-N, Mother Nature, Mother Earth, in the name of the true begotten Son, Imanuel, I-M-A-N-U-E-L, whose name means go with us, Matthew 1:23. In the name of the true motherland, Nigritia, Nigritiia, which means land of the gods, Kiswahili, Tower Babel, man's first original tongue. Amani kutoka you. Peace from above. Welcome to Black's Black TV 123, where I'm McKillian Robinson. I teach knowledge. Today being the seventh day, Saba S-A-B-A in Kiswahili means seven. And put TH on the end, you got Sabbath. Once again, today, the seventh day, again, Robinson, I imitate, I copy, I emulate my big brother, the teacher, Imanuel, whose name means God with us, but he says, I am the Son of Man. In other words, he is my big brother, for I too am the Son of Man. Reading from the book of life, Kitabu, Uzima. Reading from the revelations of Imanuel. In Funio, Imanuel. Chapter 22. He showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding from the throne of God of gods and in of the Lamb. In the middle of his streets and on either side of the river was the tree of life, which bore 12 fruits, each tree yielding fruit every month. The leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nation. There shall be no more curse, but the throne of God of gods and of the Lamb shall be in it. God of gods' servants shall serve God of gods. They shall see God of gods' face. There shall be no night there. They need no lamp nor light of the sun, for God of God gives them light. They shall reign forever and ever. Then he said to me, these words are faithful and true, and God of gods of the holy prophet sent his angel to show his servants the things which must shortly take place. Behold, I am coming quickly. Blessed is he who keeps the words of the prophecy of this book. Now I, young John, saw and heard these things. When I heard and saw, I fell down to worship before the feet of the angel who showed me these things. Then he said to me, see that you do not do that, for I am your fellow servant and of your brethren, the prophets, and of those who keep the words of the book. Worship God of gods. He said to me, do not seal the words of the prophecy of this book, for the time is at hand. He who is unjust, let him be unjust still. He who is filthy, let him be filthy still. He who is righteous, let him be righteous still. He who is holy, let him be holy still. Behold, I am coming quickly, and my reward is with me to give to everyone according to his works. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last. Blessed are those who do God of God's commandments, that they may have the right to the tree of life and may enter through the gates into the city. But outside are dogs and sorcerers and sexually immoral and murderers and idolaters, and whoever loves and practices a lie. I, Imanuel, have sent my angel to testify to you these things in the tabernacles. I am the root and offspring of King David, the bright and morning star. The Spirit and the bride say, come. Let him who hears say, come. Let him who thirsts come. He who desires, let him take the water of life freely. I testify to everyone who hears the words of the prophecy of this book. If anyone adds to these things without proper authority, God will add to them the plagues that are written in this book. If anyone takes away from the words of the book of this prophecy without authority, permission, God shall take away his part from the book of life, from the holy city, and from the things which are written in this book. He who testifies to these things says, surely I am coming quickly, Selah. Come, Emmanuel, God with us, me. Matthew 1:23. By through in and of the love of God and the Lamb, Emmanuel, Selah, Selah, Selah. That's the end of Revelations. And that's the beginning of your understanding of the book of life. For to truly comprehend the book of life, you must start with Revelations so that you can see it. There it is. Chapter 22, verse 19. If anyone takes away from the works of the book of this prophecy without authority, permission, God shall take away his part from the book of life, from the holy series, from the holy city, and from the things which are written in this book. That's the seventh time that it calls itself the book of life, that it makes it crystal clear about the book of life. Once again, 18 first, I testify to everyone who hears the words of the prophecy of this book. If anyone adds to these things without proper authority, God will add to them the plagues that are written in this book. 18. 19, if anyone takes away from the words of the book in this prophecy without authority, permission, God shall take away his part from the book of life, from the holy city, and from the things which are written in this book. Once again, I am allowed to take away and rearrange in the book of life. God has given me the authority to rearrange the words of the book of life by giving me the book of life and showing me my big brother. My big brother, Matthew 1:23, Imanuel, the one who says, I'm the Son of Man. But who I know this for a fact that God placed him. And man had nothing to do with his placement. But man had everything to do with him being placed in this world for Joseph. Matthew 1:24, took his wife and then he knew her not. I'm going to say again, Matthew 1:24, Joseph took his wife and then he knew her not. For the door had to be open for the man-child to come forth, for the man-child could not open the door from the inside. Once again, man had everything to do with him coming forth, although he had nothing to do with him coming forth. But he had everything to do with him coming forth. For the child, the man-child could not open the door from the inside. The door had to be opened from the outside for the man-child to come forth. That's why he says it plain and simple. I am the Son of Man. He telling you, I'm your big brother. God said, I testify to anyone who hears the word of the prophecy of this book. Given authority, you can change this book. I have the authority to change the book because I'm not taking the authority to change the book to what I want it to be. I'm giving the authority to change the book to Emmanuel. I'm giving the authority to change where it says Bible and take that off, strip that off of there and put on there what it calls itself. The seventh time in 22, chapter 22, verse 19, the seventh time it calls itself the book of life in Revelations. Once again, it never, ever, ever calls itself the Bible because it's pay attention to what it's saying. What it keeps saying about the Lamb. the lamb, the lamb, the lamb, Imanuel, the lamb, the lamb, the lamb. Feed the potter's go here, the ruler, the lamb. Once again, it's up to you if you want to believe what it's saying. The tree of life, which bore 12 fruits, each tree yielding fruit every month. You understand what that is? A tree yielding fruit every month. A tree every month. New fruit every month. Wow. In other words, knowledge. Free your mind. You ask for follow. The kingdom of heaven is within. This is about, I'm getting ready to go to Genesis. Genesis. Because Revelations prepares you so that you already have the knowledge about the tree of life. You already have the knowledge about the book of life. You have this knowledge because you have the knowledge of Imanuel. And you're going to pay attention to what Imanuel said. Like he said, Mark 11:25, stand and pray. Seated it up the world of old. Just like he said, John 12:44. He that truly believe in me, believe not in me, but in he who sent me. Once again, this is not about what I want or how I want it to be. God made sure that I have reason, purpose, and goal. My reason, my purpose, my goal, all the same. The book of life, the understanding of Imanuel, and how you can seed it up to world goals and get closer to world goals and understand he allows each and one of us for a reason. He created me and each and one of us for a reason, purpose, and goal. I'm not just here. He didn't just say, hey, you be. No. Just like this was made, reason, purpose, and goal. It wasn't just poof, there it is. And you gonna tell me man had reason, purpose, and goal, but God just told me to be? No, my God told me, hey, reason, purpose, and goal. Your reason, your purpose, your goal is to emulate, imitate, and copy your big brother, Imanuel, the teacher. God, when he went to the city, the people in the city said, hey, where's our money, teacher? We need our money, teacher. Where's our money, teacher? Say nothing about no preacher. Give me my money, teacher. You can't come up in here thinking you ain't gonna pay no taxes. Man, you better give me my money. You ain't no better than no other teacher. Give me my money. Again, free your mind. You ask for Father, the kingdom of heaven is within. I just finished Revelations in the book of life. Now, I begin Wednesday reading from Genesis. Yeah, because I'm going to be calling them by the correct pronunciation. Genesis. Jan is a omega say. Cease, I is E. Asiya say. I is E. Philadelphia say. Once again. I is E. Africa say. I is E. America say. I is E. Oriental say. Oriental say. Once again, I'm all about the elevation of God, chosen people, which would be FBA, Foundation Black American Men in America, where God said at the Tower of Babel, I'm going to place my chosen ones in a whole new land, and from this land they shall rule the whole wide world. And the whole wide world hates who? Me, just because I happen to be. And I understand. There's no animosity on my part. I understand. For God said at the proper time, everything's coming together right now. These folks are doing all this stuff, thinking they're doing something. Just like the young man. Young man defended himself and they found him guilty. But there's so many holes. There's so many holes in the case because they did it so quick, fast, and in a hurry. Like the upper courts don't agree with that. No, they're not. The upper courts are not going to agree with it. All they wanted to do was get the conviction. See, that's all they ever want to do. All they want to do is make sure FBA men have a conviction, a felony conviction. So you're not allowed to own weapons and you're not allowed to defend yourself. You're a violent person. You see what I'm saying? But when they do it, oh, that was so long ago. That don't mean nothing. Come on, man. How you want to keep talking about reparations? That was so long ago. Let it go. I ain't had nothing to do with it, but I'm sitting here reaping the rewards today, 2026. I'm sitting here reaping the rewards from back then, but back then don't count when it comes to you getting your share. See, I got my share from back then. Not my partner that you didn't get yours. That's how they feel. But guess what? It's coming to an end. The power. Say it loud, Blacks, Black, and I'm proud. Say it loud, Blacks, Black, FBA, and proud. Say it loud, Blacks, Black, FBA, and proud. Blacks, Black, FBA, and proud. That's what it's going to be about. That's what it's going to come about. People are starting to have their choice. You can seed it. Keep looking. Once again, see? You can seed it for a fact. Orientals despise FBA. They despise FBA because they don't want FBA to learn who they ain't. They don't want FBA to, they want FBA to look at the Bible, CSIA, and think of them. Whereas Foundation of Black Americans learn to read the book of life. And they can see themselves in ASIA because they can see ASIA. Because they can see it's connected to Philadelphia. And ain't no way you're going to tell me Philadelphia with two eyes is E, the one where it's from, the I-N-E, is from Asia. Once again, free your mind, ask for Father, the kingdom of heaven is within. This is the end of Revelations. And that's the seventh time I spoke upon the book of life in Revelation. It speaks upon itself. And I have the authority from God of all to rearrange the book of life once again. Their authority was for them to manipulate the Bible. My authority is to correct and make it into the book of life, what it calls itself. Because by through in enough covenant of my forefathers, Noah, Abraham, Isaac, Yaakov, Israel. See, once again, that is how this operates. That is how this goes. See, it's 4, but it's really 5. See, everybody be talking about Abraham first, and it's not Abraham first. Abraham is not the first covenant with man. The first covenant with man is when God said, I'm going to place his rainbow in the sky as my covenant with man, that I will not destroy man again by water. That's what the first covenant. That was Noah. Noah. He told Noah after the floods, rainbow in the sky. He told Noah after the floods, eat what you want. I don't care. Do not drink its blood and do not eat it raw. Excuse me. All that, oh, pork this and pork that. No. God told Noah after the floods, eat what you want. Do not drink his blood and do not eat it raw. After he told Yaakov, you are no longer Yaakov. Noah, Abraham, Isaac, Yaakov, Jacob. Yaakov, Jacob. 4, Noah, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Yaakov. And he told him, you are no longer Jacob, you are now Israel. 5. But it's really 4. But it's 5. To go to God said it's 5. See, when you read the Bible, Abraham first covenant. When you read the book of life, rainbow in the sky. Choices. Free your mind. You ask for Father. You get to decide whether you want to seed it up to go to God. Mark 11:25, stand and pray. Or you want to bow down Exodus chapter 20, verse 5. He who bows down to other people's gods hate me. Excuse me. He that bows down to other people's gods hate me. I'm just saying. John 12:44. He that truly believe in me, Imanuel, believe not in me, Imanuel, but in he who sent me. And that would be our Father. As I tell you over and over again, I am the Son of mine. Jesus declares himself God. Allah declares himself God. Buddha declares himself God. Jehovah declares himself God. Those are OPGs, other people's gold. Imanuel does not declare himself God at all. The angel told Joseph, told me, told those who want to seed it up to God of all, his name means God with us. He never says that. He says, I am the Son of Man. I am your big brother. And if you accept me as your big brother, I would definitely accept you as my little brother, my little sister, and introduce you to our Father so that you may, from this day forward, continue your journey onward and upward to heaven. As God of all seeded it, his creation with fulfillment of purpose. I'm not the best, and I'm not proclaiming perfection. But what I am proclaiming, I imitate, I emulate, I copy. My big brother, Imanuel, said, I'm the Son of Man, and let me know that he is my big brother. And I let him know by continuously speaking his name and letting the whole wide world know who the true begotten Son is. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do in the name of Imanuel. Trip C's, Trip C's, Trip C's. Crew, come, collected, www, whole wide world. Nigri, ni, Mwanzo, war is the beginning. In the name of she, capital S, capital H, capital I, who man Adam called son, S-U-N, Mother Nature, Mother Earth, in the name of the true begotten Son, Imanuel, I-M-A-N-U-E-L, whose name means God with us, Matthew 1:23, in the name of the true motherland, Nigritia, N-I-G-R-I-T-I-A, which means land of the gods, Kiswahili, Tower of Babel, man's first original tongue. Amani, who talk you, peace from above. Imanuel to break the spell that day in. Matthew 1:25. That's where your choice begins. Because in Matthew 1:25, reading the Bible, it says, he changed his name is Jesus. Matthew 1:25, when you peel that off and it says book of life, you don't say the book of life, then you can and will understand the beginning. Peace.